Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is One Accord Level 2 podcast. Hope everybody's being blessed, safe, and well. Hope everybody's doing good. Many prayers for comfort, healing, strength, and peace to those who need it. And we are going to go ahead and get started. Now, it's been a while since I dropped one when working on this work schedule. I was supposed to drop one on Friday, but it got crazy at work and I was not able to. So, to those who I had promised to drop the podcast, I am sorry. Work and duty calls as usual. So I had to go ahead and get that together. But we are going to be talking about the Epstein files and a little bit of Trump today. Now, I recently had a conversation again with a coworker at my other job about Charlie Kirk, and me and her were discussing about Charlie Kirk, and we were discussing about Trump and all the other people who are involved in in what they pretty much what they believe in. So I just, me and her, we were just discussing about, all the ups and downs, the pros and cons, of what people think that is available to them as far as this freedom of speech thing, and about their belief system, and how things go. So number one, what I will start with is this: when we dive into this whole deep thing, is this: if one person can spew hate and misinformation, which really that's what it is, lies, all that stuff, if they can do that, then why can't another person tell the truth about anything? Okay, so if you say that there was no insurrection on, January 6th, like they were exercising, their freedom of speech, but we all know that that's a lie. There was an insurrection on January 6th, right? They went up to the White House, they destroyed it. What more about that don't you understand? So you see what I'm saying? Some people will say, well, that wasn't true. It never happened. But the facts are, we got video and we got proof about what happened. The facts are that Trump did say on national TV, if my daughter wasn't my daughter, I would sleep with her. And yet y'all choose to follow a man who's been a con artist practically his whole life. So once again, we're going to go back. Let's go back. If we're going to spew hate, if they're going to, if they're going to do that thing, then why can't we tell the truth? You have this Epstein's file, and all the other stuff that goes on in between with that, and knowingly having all those girls over there, and Trump was over there, and the Playboy dude, I forget what his name is. He probably was over there too, because he's always had a lot of girls. Like, that's always been his thing. Because some of them, I don't believe that they were just 18 years old. I believe a lot of them probably were under the age of 18. So, yeah. So there's that. Uh, so, uh, again, it's, you really don't believe that they been trying to set this thing up so they could block people from being great? Just imagine all the people who would have told, who would have what we call snitching, and they mysteriously have died or disappeared or been paid off. That's the part that a lot of people, I don't think they realize is, listen, there's been a lot of people who've been paid off on this thing for years. I was born in 1985. Let's rewind the clocks back before then. They've been being paid off for a long time. Long time. You might not want to believe that, but they have. Same thing with Mr. Diddy and some of the stuff he did back in the day. Like I said, way before, there's been some people who've been paid off. You feel me? I'm pretty sure Suge Knight done did some stuff and they done paid some people to be quiet. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who done did some stuff and they done paid people to be quiet. And they've been paying them and probably will continue to be paying them for X amount of years until this thing is over. So the mindset of some has corrupted the mindset of many. And that is exactly what's going on. The mindset of some of these men, how they feel about these young girls and women have corrupted a lot of people. It's almost like a plague and a disease. You're 35 years old trying to talk to a 19-year-old. Why can't you find a woman that's your age? What, you don't have enough game? I've often said a lot of men who get with young girls don't have game. You know why? Because a lot of the women who are around their ages won't be falling for the bullcrap that they are producing or offering them. So that is also that's also a thing. So my thing is, how much game do you really got? If you're like I said, 35, 40 years old, and you're trying to talk to a 19-year-old. Why can't you? What, you can't talk to a woman that's 35? Even then, even 30, 31, you can't talk to them. So a lot of these men who are working in the White House, not even if they're not working in the White House, government, non-government, different jobs, whatever, what's wrong? Like, you too old? Like, you can't keep up? Like, your mind can't keep up with that? Like you see the young little honey, as they like to call it, out there and running around doing stuff, but that's what you want to chase, but you won't do anything else to talk to the woman that's around your age. It's like I said, they just, and some of these dudes, like I said, and some of these men, no matter where they live, they want to talk to younger girls who remind them of their daughter, remind them of their cousin or their niece. And some of them, if they're nasty enough, they will try to talk to their own daughter or their niece or do whatever. And they'll try to sleep with their kids or sleep with their adult age daughters or their adult age cousins or cousins removed. They will try to do that because that is the mindset. Like I said, that's the corrupt mindset of some. And guess what? Let's not get it twisted either. There are some women out there who are perverts and pedophiles as well. They will go talk to the young boy. Oh, he makes me feel so young. Yeah, you're 41 years old and he's 18. Y'all have nothing in common. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the one NBA player who's dating the one girl who introduced her son to him and talking about that's his stepdad, but they're the same age. Dude's like 22 or 23 years old. Like, make it make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. So there's that. But getting back to Cheeto Man, because that's what I call him, aka Mr. Trump, and yeah, the mindset of some of these men, and the goal is to corrupt and to infiltrate and to change people's, like I said, change their mindset. Because he already said he likes dumb people and people who are misinformed. Okay. So if he says he would like to sleep with his daughter, or he means that bull crap. Y'all might take it as a joke. Y'all might say, oh, he ain't going to do that for real. Yeah, he will. And he'll do it. Excuse me, if he hasn't already. Like I said, you never know what's going on. If I hear one man say that I would do that, and then his grown son asking his niece, does he look sexy and beautiful and all this other extra stuff, guess what? Don't even think for a hot blinking second. He done thought about it. All of those men who go in there have thought about it. They're old men, been old, who want to sleep with younger girls. And quite frankly, it's just creepy. It's like somebody trying to sleep with my daughter, and he's like my age. He's like 40. He's like, oh yeah, I want to talk to your daughter. Somebody who's around my daughter's age who's 16. What? Yeah, they like that, and they want to live that type of lifestyle because that's what they want. And what y'all don't understand is Trump's wife don't even love him. Half of his family don't even love him like that, and half of the world, to be honest with you, don't love him like that. If we was to do a poll of people who love Trump, people who don't, I guarantee you, it wouldn't be as even as you think. Especially when you give the right information. So you have to give the right information about this man and about these people. You can't just be like, oh no. No, you have to give them the right information, because then the people who aren't informed, once they do become informed, they'd be like, I didn't know he said that. I didn't know he did that. Because they're blind and they're oblivious and they haven't paid attention to the facts and the details. And it's important that we educate them about what's real and what's not. And what's real is the Epstein's file is real. Trump saying he was asleep with his daughter, if that wasn't his kid, that's a real thing. Trump Jr. saying the stuff he said about his niece, about him being sexy and beautiful in the salon, and she giving a cringe face, is real. They're cringe. Could you imagine, excuse me, the type of conversations and the type of things that have been said behind closed doors at their family dinners, at their parties and stuff like that? They're freaking weirdos, man. We got a guy who is in office. Guess what? He's a president. He's what I said was he's a president of the chess club, but he can't play chess. He just got enough votes. He's the president of the Jocks Club, but he ain't even a jock. He's the president of saying whatever, and he don't know what the heck he doing. So yet here we are. And we have to sit here. Now, some of these teachers and some of these people that have been getting fired for speaking out as far as this Charlie Kirk situation, guess what? Yeah, that's pretty sad too. So Charlie Kirk can spread hate. He can do all this other extra stuff. I don't agree with and let me be very clear, I don't agree with nothing he stood for. Nothing. But I never said for one time that somebody should shoot and kill him or he should die. Never. I've never said, oh, Charlie Kirk needs to be dead. Nah. Never said that. I never said that. But my thing has always been, if he has had the right to say whatever he wants to say, I have the right to debunk his theories and to speak truth. He speak lies. I want to speak truth. And so these teachers who've been getting fired for standing up for what they believe in, I don't think that that's right. So a person can stand up for lies, deceit, and all that stuff, but you can't stand up for the truth and for honesty about a thing. So they have, like I said, hoodwinked and swindled is a thing that goes with Trump and his camp and all the people that follow and associate with him, because they'll believe anything. And then when he does something wrong, they be like, oh, well, we give him a pass because he's old, or, oh, he didn't really mean it. And it's like, he really did, but y'all just gullible and stupid. And yet here we are. So like I said, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it all. I've been tired of the man. We've been saying, especially some of the people, like I said, some of the people in the black community, we have been saying for years, don't let that man in office, because like I said, he's a poison. He's a pill. It's a slow matriculation, but he's infiltrated. He's infiltrated. And the Robert or the whoever the guy is, Kennedy Jr. dude or whatever his last name is, who's the health official or the CDC, he's a freaking idiot too. He don't know what the heck he doing. He sound like he been smoking cigarettes all day and he about to pass out himself. All of them are idiots, and they have no clue about how to do a thing. They just want stuff for themselves. They're selfish, and it's a whole big mess. But this thing about this freedom of speech stuff, guess what? I have the freedom of speech to say Trump is an idiot. I have the freedom of speech to say Cheeto Man and his crew are idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're doing. And they don't have a game plan. And a lot of people are giving him a pass that shouldn't be giving him a pass. And a lot of people are wanting to put up with his foolishness, and they should not. And this is why this podcast is lengthy, because you need to know what the truth is. If somebody spews, like I said, hate and deceit and lies, you are allowed to go in there and debunk that. And if I want to say I don't agree with Charlie Kirk stood for, then I can say that. And I'm also going to say, like I said before, being very clear, he did not deserve to die. But guess what? I also don't have to stand what I don't have to, no. I can do what I want to do. And if people are mad and upset because they're like, oh, you shouldn't, no, I can have my opinion. Because if they can, like I said, if they can spread the lies and the deceit and the hate, and they can give their opinion, then I can give mine. This isn't a one-sided coin. This is a two-sided coin. Just one of them is scratched out by Two-Face. Let that sink in. You got one side of the coin where they can say whatever, do whatever. And then you got another part of, like, Trump is suing the New York Times for what? For defamation of character. How's it going to be defamation of character when there's no lies being told? You're just mad because they won't submit to you and your thinking and what you've laid out for them, and they're standing against you. It doesn't matter, dude. The stuff that we're saying about you is truth. If you don't like it, it's too bad. Because that's what that's what they be saying. You know what? If you don't like the lies, then it's too bad. You're just going to have to take it. Well, guess what? Well, I debunk that. I'm telling the truth. And that's what it is. So, all these, you know what I'm saying, all this stuff that's going on, yeah, we need to inform people about what's going on. There are so many men and so many women who work in the government system and wherever, that are nasty and corrupt. And they're pedophiles, and they're trying to get with these kids. They're trying to do all this stuff. They're trying to do, you know what I'm saying? And it's a whole lot of matriculation going on. And somebody needs to stand in the gap and say, this is wrong. This will always be wrong. It'll always be morally be wrong. And these things that are accompanied by them that they have put on the table are not right. And I'm going to continue to tell the truth, and I'm going to continue to stand for it. And that's just what it is. This is One Accord Level 2 Podcast. Be blessed, be safe, be well. Please subscribe. And I'll see you on the flip side.